So the other day I posted a video about the Emergency Money for the People Act. That's that $2,000 stimulus, monthly stimulus that everybody seems to be talking about lately. Now in that video I covered what the stimulus was all about, how to be eligible for, and the steps the House, the Senate, and the President have to take before voting on this thing to make it an actual real thing. And then I also gave my opinions on it and the likelihood of it becoming realistic. I still have a lot of questions though, like what if you're on unemployment? Are you going to receive this $2,000 stimulus every month? Or what if you're still at work, pulling in a paycheck? Are you going to get this extra $2,000 stimulus? Well, today we're going to talk about that. In this video, I want to go deeper into why exactly this won't happen and just how unrealistic this plan is. I'm Jim Leadis, and on my channel, I cover everything to do with finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. So if you like money, then you're going to want to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to smash the like button for the algorithm. It'll really help out my video. To start, you guys need a little background about what this stimulus is all about. So if you make less than $130,000 a year, you're 16 years or older, then you automatically qualify to get $2,000 a month, guaranteed for 6 months and up to 12 months possibly. So you're looking about $12,000 to $24,000 free untaxed money. Now, you also get $500 per child up to $1,500. That's $5,500 per household income max, right? Now, out of the 328 million people in the United States, only about 235 million people qualify this. Those who don't either make more than 130,000 or they're under 16 years old. So 235 million people times $2,000 a month is about $470 billion. Now we'll add in another 5% for a little wiggle room there, and we're looking at $493 billion per month. And if it's guaranteed for 6 months, that's $2.9 trillion. Which also means if it gets extended for the full 12 months, you could do the math there, it's about $6 trillion. So now that you have an idea of how ridiculously expensive this thing is, let's talk about why it's unrealistic and why you probably won't be getting this. Now, it's very clear that some sort of aid package has to come out eventually, right? Bills gotta be paid, rent is due, and people need their groceries. And on top of it, they're out of work, so they have no income coming in to pay all those bills. But in my opinion, the amount that you receive has to be regulated. Because the reality is, this stimulus is too much money. So think about it. There are currently 22 million people on unemployment right now. And a lot of people are getting an extra $600 from the Fed every week. And the amount that you receive from unemployment varies and has a lot of factors that come into play, like where you live, how much money you make, and how many dependents you have. Now, depending where you live, the max amount can be as low as $235 in Mississippi or as high as almost $1,500 in Illinois. But the average amount in the United States is about $378 per person per week on unemployment. So if you take that $378 and you add that extra $600 from the Fed, you're looking at a whopping $978 per week. Now, the average household income is $62,000 a year, which means per person, it's about $31,000 annually. So if you divide that by 12, you're looking at $2,583 per month. But since those people aren't working and they're collecting unemployment, that means they're bringing in $978 a week or $3,912 every single month. Which compared to the normal income at $2,583, this means they're making $1,329 more than what they usually do working, and they're not even working. So how are you supposed to add an additional $2,000 on top of that? Those numbers are pretty shocking, right? But remember, those are averages. So some may be way lower, some may be even higher than that. But the concept is the same and it's there. Okay, so let's say you're not receiving unemployment, right? But you're still working every day. Do you still get the $2,000 stimulus? Why would you, right? I mean, the stimulus is designed as an aid. It's a survival money package, right? It's for people in desperate need of money who lost their job, have no income, and they can't afford to live. So if you're still working and you're still bringing in an income, why would you get an additional $2,000 bonus? Now, on a side note, there are a lot of workers out there in different sectors like healthcare or anywhere public, the mail service, first responders, people working at the gas stations, grocery stores, they're out there every day surrounded by this illness thing and they're risking getting infected. So in some sectors, I feel like hazard pay is something that they should be getting, right? Especially healthcare workers, they go into buildings that are literally surrounded by this illness every single day, risking their lives. So in that sense, I feel like there should be some sort of compensation for what they're doing and hazard pay. And it doesn't have to be an enormous amount, but something. After $130,000, every $1,000 that you make over that limit, your stimulus amount gets reduced by $50 until you hit $170,000 and you don't get anything. So I find it weird how we regulate the amount the more money you make, but what about the least amount? Like, what about the least money you make, right? Shouldn't it be the same concept there? I mean, there should be a sliding scale there, right? There's a sliding scale if you make more, but not a sliding scale if you make less. I mean, I think the thought behind it is that if you make so much money, then you don't need any more money. And you're able to live off that much money, you shouldn't ask for any more, right? But then why doesn't it also apply for if you make less money? You know what I mean? Like, if you're used to living off of that salary that you make, why do you need extra? For instance, if somebody usually makes $500 a month or $1,000 per month, then what justifies them in getting $2,000 a month all of a sudden? I think this whole plan should be on a sliding scale depending on how much money you typically earn. Reality is that's the only way to make it fair. And plus, if everyone's in dire need of this money and there's only so much to go around, why aren't we rationing this money out more responsibly? This way everybody can benefit from it. I mean, there's lots of people out there who make above $170,000 a year that right now are unemployed, aren't collecting any money, don't have any money coming in, and really can be desperate for this money. So how is it fair to say that, you should have planned better, you're on your own, you make too much money? And this is the same thing that went with the first stimulus, the $1,200 stimulus. What about the people making over $100,000? They didn't get a dime, they didn't get a penny. But there's a lot of people making that income that are in the same situation that the people making $75,000 are in. So I think that's where it's a little unfair. And on another note, why are we guaranteeing this for 6 months? I mean, think about it. What if things start going back to normal, they open up the economy, people could go back to work? Why would we guarantee it for 6 months ahead of time? Why wouldn't we just put it out month by month basis? I mean, what if you got it for 6 months, but then only really needed it for 3? So you're back to work making your full-time paycheck and you're still collecting? I don't understand. So I think it's pretty clear that this bill is far from finalized and it definitely needs some work. In my last video, we also talked about how it still has to go through and be voted on and passed by the House, Senate, and President before becoming a legitimate thing. So during that time, changes will be made and things will be altered. But why? Well, here's the deal. Think of it as you were selling a car. Say you wanted to get $10,000 for your car. Are you going to list it at $10,000? No, because people looking to buy it want a deal and they're going to knock you down on the price. So you're going to list your car for $12,000, and that way when somebody comes to buy it, you guys work out a deal, they think they're winning, you're getting your 10 grand, it's a win-win. So that's kind of what's going on here, right? They're starting with the bill that's way up there, way high, and they're going to settle down low because after a while, it's going to get chipped away, chipped away, chipped away until you end up something that you can work with. The problem is if you start with what you think is a good plan, it's going to get hammered down even further. You no longer have any leverage, any wiggle room to work out a good deal. So I'm really curious what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments below. I read and respond to every single one of them, and I love to hear your feedback. On my channel, I post almost every single day, so definitely subscribe. This way I can keep you up to date with all the craziness that's going on in the world. With that said, thank you for watching. I'm Jim, and I'll see you in the next one.